So now I started the recording. Okay.
So hello everyone, and without further ado, let me share the screen with my presentation. I'm delighted to have you here today and so many uh, language enthusiasts. That's amazing. Well, the topic for today is vocabulary. Why did I choose the one? Well, we all teach, but a lot of educators complain on one thing. The students you have in the classroom have some struggles later on. They cannot use the language properly. They forget things. They cannot make associations. They just perhaps do not realize how important the vocabulary bank is and the pragmatics later on. So, how to use it, applied linguistics. And there is so much more to it than just teaching, passing on the knowledge. You know that quite well yourselves. So, we're going to talk about the investment. Why? The topic again is going to convey the message. If you realize first, why are you doing that? Is it studying? Is it even participating in this webinar? And thank you so much for that. So, okay, the brain will always ask that question. Why? What for? What's the point? This is what we should be telling our students and reminding them. Well, we have a lot of participants today. So maybe you're wondering, okay, am I going to talk about primary, secondary level, or university students or adults? A bit of everything. Okay, so myself, I'm a university language teacher. You can find me in Cork, Ireland. I'm a Euro English coach accredited by International Coaching Federation. I'm also a therapist, so definitely that session is gonna cover other aspects, not just purely from the teaching point of view, but the therapeutic side of it. I've been teaching for more than 20 years now, and the last 10 years I've been focusing on everything neuro. So I'm in also tutor and slash therapies, as I said, working with neurodivergent kids. So if you have students struggling with dyslexia or dyscalculia, well, you can ask questions later or contact me. So this is what I do as well. And yeah, I have other specializations as well, but I don't like to talk about myself. Okay, it's the session is for you. You can check it out here. It's on the screen. So, well, I'm a lecturer in management and marketing as well, one of my other degrees, not just applied linguistics. So you will see that the science behind it is like selling as well, advertising, persuading. Okay, a lot of different elements from other fields will come in handy. I mentioned the workshops. So yeah, I'm a teacher trainer. I'm a linguist. Most importantly, well, I am here to spread the message, okay? I'm a lifelong learner myself, and this is what I encourage you to do with your students as well, okay? Pass it on, have that passion, and yeah, spark a conversation about different topics with them as well. If you're interested, and maybe some of those from TEFL Kuwait Neurolinguistics Special Interest Group, I'm the chair, they are already with me because I advertised the session there. If you're not, please contact me. You can join that special interest group as well. It's neurolinguistics, okay? So, uh, the main question for today, I said the brain's gonna ask, and at this stage, probably you're thinking, okay, so what's gonna happen? What's next? The reason to invest or not to invest in the vocabulary bank, right? That is the question. And what is at stake? You may be wondering, is it just studies for your students? Really? How about relationships? Because that's all about communication, effective communication. Why would you learn just words? Okay, just words. You need phrases, you need sentences, you need to convey the message, pass it on. Why do we speak? Why do we communicate? Well, those are questions to you, and I ask you later to unmute yourselves and we'll talk about it. So let me introduce that. Maybe it's about your current job. limited vocabulary, perhaps, okay, new job opportunities or any kind of opportunity. Do you know that a simple discussion with someone can change the course of your life, the whole path? Sometimes we don't realize that. Can be on the phone, can be a stranger, can be even maybe this webinar. Okay, something's gonna spark there, and then you'll be better equipped and more aware of those things. Ultimately, what's the goal? I hope you will agree with me. It's mental health and well-being for us educators and our students as well. So hashtag profits. Okay, investing. If you're still not convinced, please read that. It's all about interpreting and expressing messages, things, concepts. But if you have a limited vocabulary bank, you will also have a limited vision and a limited future. Do you want that? Well, my question is always about either gains or losses. Okay. Now, you may be again asking some other questions because that's the meta language, it's the metacognitive side of it, right? Thinking about the thinking process, about the learning process, and we are learning here. So whatever I'm now passing on to you, because I want that to, resonate as much as I can, I will try to show you how important it is to link all those pieces together, those dots from linguistics, neurolinguistics, psycholinguistics, linguistics, and pragmatics. I focus on pragmatics a lot. So a quick question, you can unmute yourselves, okay? And tell me a little bit now, okay, like, one discipline more than the other, or you've been realizing that fact and that's why you're here. Okay, can you unmute yourselves, guys, please? And tell me so far your thoughts. I stop sharing just for now, okay? Are you okay to unmute yourselves and tell me, yes, this discipline, or yeah, linguistics is my passion, or I want to know more about neuro connections and things. If there is anyone willing to just say,
Hi
perfect, you
there.
can use the chat.
Hi.
Hello, dear. Thank you for
Hello.
this lovely webinar. I'm very
You're
much
very welcome.
interested. I'm very much interested in neurolinguistics. That's why I joined your SIG on WhatsApp, and that's why I was glad to see you here in this webinar. Thank you for your efforts. They are appreciated.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That gives me more motivation.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for this interesting webinar. I just want to say something. Our human brains by nature are inclined to learn and explore more vocabulary because vocabulary is key to interaction and communication. And our brains are wired to interact and communicate and exchange insights and learn from each other.
Indeed.
What we do in this case, I think quality is much more important than quantity. So learning more words without the ability to use them in rich and meaningful context is a waste of time. So yeah, so we should train our students to achieve the balance between increasing their vocabulary bank and stock of vocabulary, and at the same time create ample opportunities for them to use these words meaningfully. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing this up. Now, you never know who you're going to talk to, okay? If that mental lexicon that they have is going to match yours. Well, I talked, it was, I think 2 weeks ago, because time flies. I was last weekend, 2 weeks ago, I was in Spain at TESOL Spain conference. I was talking about meta models and tapping into our program. So we have a certain set of vocabulary, we have some triggers, and if you want meaningful, effective communication, well, you need to adjust. The responsibility is on the speaker and the listener. Okay, it's halved. So your students need to know about it. Another thing is, well, if you think that, okay, I've studied so much, I'll be okay, I have like the vocabulary bank is good for me, enough. Well, for so many years, or I don't have the mental capacity, I'm tired, whatever. Remember, train your brain. These are workshops that I do for students and for teachers. Well, you can develop new neural connections all the time. And, well, thinking about the older age, I don't have to convince you, okay, how beneficial that is later on. And someone is now raising hands. So, yeah, work away, please.
Okay,
I can
say something,
see the hand. Yeah, raised. Work away, please. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to say that words and words in chunks, as we say, or in full sentences, would be very important for learners, because words are carriers of meanings, and this is what matters in a message. If you'd like to get your message across, you need to highlight the meaning, not the accuracy. Accuracy maybe becomes second place. So if we compare what we call accuracy and fluency, we need to focus on fluency and meanings wise. You said that's the idea, and we have different levels of meanings. Okay, the literal meaning, the other types of meaning, like what we call artistic or realistic. So there are different other types of or levels, idioms, phrasal verbs. All these will have different types of communication as well. In addition to knowing the culture is where you use such vocabulary, because vocabulary may change from different cultures, from one culture to the other.
Absolutely. It's the cultural aspect as well of that. Thank you so much. Now, what I do, I have 60 slides for you. So thanks very much for now. I keep going, and then I'll ask some other questions, or you can share. Is that okay? Right? Because I'll be cautious about time. And there we go. So I'll keep sharing again. And that is, we stop here. Okay, good. So those fields are very important, okay? It's not just the language. Personal agency, well, it's a sense of personal ownership. Well, the belief or experience that I am the cause of my thoughts and actions. Well, and as a CBT, cognitive behavioral therapist, that's number one. Our thoughts lead to feelings, and then you act on those feelings, and then there is action, there is behavior. You cannot expect your students either to just act, learn, go there, use the language when they don't have all that settled, when they don't have the right mindset. And most importantly, feelings, the building block, that's the subconscious mind, that's your limbic system, right? Before you use the prefrontal cortex. So trust your subconscious mind. Well, quick activity for you. I wonder what word is coming to your mind, and the brave ones can use the chat. Or again, unmute yourselves and tell me. At least 3 options here.
Lover.
What word
Lover could be.
is that?
O-V-E-R.
Any ideas? L-O, missing letter, E-R. What's coming to your mind? That's your subconscious mind telling you from your mental lexicon, the first choice.
Maybe lover or loser?
Yeah, exactly. Could be a lover, could be a loser, or could be just lower. Yeah, the adjective. So that's interesting. And this is it. We can never be sure what your students are thinking. And there are other things like not just the mental lexicon or how we link things together. And it's about the choice, the meaning, context. And of course, there are generalizations as well. There are things like deletion or distortion. So, okay, when you see something, well, thank you so much for those ideas. And then you need to choose, okay? So associations as well and so on. But you need to have that vocabulary first. So how would you define, this is the timing for you, the mental lexicon? The mental lexicon, to explain your students what that is. I give you the definition, but I want to hear you first, please. Anyone? The mental lexicon, what is that?
May I? Hello, Anne.
Of course.
Okay.
Please do.
I think that mental lexicon are the words that are stored in the memory and how we understand them and store them, categorize them in our brains.
Thank you so much. Okay, I hope you will agree. So wonderful. And traditionally, we can say, yeah, it's the knowledge possessed by an individual language user. That's right. So they are in your mind, stored there, mental representation of what we know about the words in our language. Okay, so it's the constant knowledge. You can't stop at primary, secondary, or even university level. Keep going, okay? In cognitive science and neuroscience of language, it's all about determining the properties of these representations, like especially when you have complex forms, and participating in those processes, comprehension and production. So important. So tell your students about that. Comprehension and production. How they I mean students, and how do we people do that? Well, we need to have the mental capacity first. We need to be able to store word forms and attach meaning to that, okay? To that form. So this is the important skill for you as a user, and we're communicating. That's the primary source of, effective, meaningful kinds of interpersonal relationship. I can't imagine just, stopping at some stage that, like, I'm okay with that. No, develop, grow, empower, or use your knowledge to help others. But train your brain all the time. Very important. And we are here to learn. So it's the mind and brain. And of course, we know the connection. And explaining in simple terms. Always do that, please, to your students. Make sure, double check if they understand those definitions. Just tell them you need to have a good collection of words. Well, they are not organized like in a dictionary alphabetically, or different principles there, form, frequency, how often you use them, different aspects. But tell them, remind them, okay, guys, work on that. Invest in your vocabulary bank. And what I do is I encourage my students additionally to have not only their reflection journal, but a journal for vocabulary. Okay, so like a diary or notebook, special one for vocab, and they can add, like, increase the number. Can be 5 words a week, and 8 or 10. Okay, and I'll be talking more now. I'm cautious about time because I want to tell you so much. So how to do it and what. So now enhancing understanding and the engagement with your students. How? Well, with language riddles. And I have some questions to you now. Please read those questions. And if you have an answer, you can say like, oh, number 2, or oh, number 4, or I know what that is. Any ideas? You can see that on the screen. I won't be reading that to interrupt. If you're ready, if you have a suggestion for the answer, please share. Go.
Number 2.
Okay, go.
Letter E.
Very good, thanks. Yeah,
Thank you.
2 is done. Others, you snooze, you lose. 2 is gone. Okay, we have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Work away. Yeah, I can see a hand raised. Go. Yeah, hands raised. Work away.
Yes.
May I
about
answer
five,
number
about
3?
5 could be the A letter, right?
Oh, yeah. First come, first served, guys. Number 3. Who wants to do that?
Okay, number 3. This is me, Nervine. Okay, the word short. Shorter. If you add it to it ER, then it's shorter.
Okay, good. Good, good, good.
Because I love
Thank
puzzles.
you. Good. Yeah. I'm sure your students enjoy your lessons because that's always fun. Yeah. Novelty,
Thank you, dear.
uniqueness. You surprise them. Yeah. It's like, oh, I have to think of it though. What is it? 3 is gone, guys. 1, 4, 5, 6.
Here is a car,
Anybody?
and they have 2 A's as well. Number 4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, 2 A's.
4.
Right? 2 A's. A and A in race and a car, and A and A as well.
Good. Okay, I like it. There is one more answer possible, actually, possibly more, but at least one more. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Something for linguists. Yeah. Do you know what a palindrome is? Palindrome. Try to read race car, kayak. I don't want to say it, but yeah. Palindrome. Race car. Go back. Backwards. Kayak and go back. Interesting, isn't it? You can read them the same way. Forward and backwards. Okay. So this is finding some patterns, what we're trying to do, okay? But it's out of the box.
Yeah.
Now, you're like my class right now. So I'm showing you, it doesn't have to be just one pattern, but okay, or 6 out of the box, totally out of the box. If 2 is company and 3 is a crowd, you're probably thinking of like company, crowd, what else? A big group. No, I'm just asking, what is 4 and 5? Like the total, the sum.
9.
How much is 4 plus 5?
9.
In other words, 9. See, totally like off track. You'll be like, okay. 5. What is between heaven and earth? Oh, the echo. Oh, the echo. Oh. What happened? Can we check the voice, guys? I just lowered the mic. I can hear myself or in the background. Okay, it's better now. Thank you. Maybe. Okay. So it's just and. It's the conjunction.
And.
Heaven and earth. Okay. And we're trying to find some other answers. Okay. So it just and is the answer. The first one. Well, we have different answers really, but it's about sounds, the first one. You need to know some expressions as well, so it's good for an advanced group here. Okay. What is worth 2? There's an expression. It's worth 2. Think about money. Like euro and cents. Okay. Then with a con, I give you permission, I give you consent. Strong enough, it's the cent in the air. Okay. And many cents that you can make. You have a good idea, you can make money. Okay, interesting for sounds. Something different, definitely. I hope you like that. So moving on, because we have a lot of things to do. So to the point. what does it mean? You want to be precise, you want to be concrete, but abstract thinking is something we need too. I wonder if you're more of an Albert or Isaac. So it can be, okay, concrete thinking can be a building block or stumbling one or both. Why? Be careful when giving instructions. Okay, imagine this. Teacher to children. Everybody hop up and change seats with your neighbor, please. Okay. So what do you expect? Well, most of the kids stand up, move to another spot, and sit back down. But one kid is actually hopping. He's actually going to take his neighbor's chair. What's the problem here, guys? Can you tell me?
You don't give clear information. You don't give clear information. Didn't check ICQ and CCQ to make sure that your message get across well clearly.
Exactly. Yeah. And figurative language. I mean, it's good to introduce that to students, but again, double check because there may be some learners, especially at a young age. And okay, I work with neurodivergent kids, and the processing is much, much different. So there are problems sometimes with out of the box thinking, okay, abstract thinking as well. So it would be very direct. If you have students like that diagnosed with dyslexia or other specific learning differences, okay, you can just ask me a little bit more. I'll be happy to share some tips and guidelines, but that's very important. So question to you, how effectively do you teach figurative language or metaphors, similes, analogies, personification, hyperboles, idioms? Yeah. So make sure your students understand the difference and they can relate, double check the meaning. Always make sure that they know what to do. Okay, going further, we said it's important to have that vocabulary bank, but it's like important, urgent, or top priority. We're talking about the same thing, okay? You may now make a decision. What words you're gonna use? Well, why do you need to know 3 or 4 options? Because a large vocabulary bank is like an artist having a big palette of colors. We don't have to use all the colors, okay? But it helps to find the right shade when you need it. So it's the context, of course, and the situation. So let's practice, guys, please. Associations for the word activity. Can you use synonyms, antonyms? This is for you right now. Weak, neutral, strong vocabulary, any phrases. What's coming to your mind? Unmute yourselves. Go, please.
Task.
Thanks.
Task, exercise. Okay.
Practice.
It could be group work, pair work, individual. It's an activity that involves just one person or 2 people, so pair work, or more than that, group work.
Definition.
Yeah, join. Join.
Doing.
Challenging activity, frustrating activity,
Challenging,
motivating
good.
activity.
Okay, good.
Demanding.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm listening.
Easily done.
Doable.
Doable. Very good. So you can do word building, doable, challenging, adjectives. And you can ask your class. Keep going if you want. Yeah. You can add anytime, but I'm cautious. No, a time pressure. But I don't like to get stressed, so I'm checking from time to time. So guys, ask your class and use what they are telling you, okay? What they have in their minds and start doing it. I do it quite often. So challenging, like adverbs, expressions, this and that. Something different. Something different. Don't just start one task that you're going to practice that skill, but just check what they have in their minds, okay? Their mental lexicons. Okay, something short. Now, bit of definitions just to know. Yeah. Could you repeat that, please? Sorry, we didn't. I'm afraid I can't hear that. It's the voice quality on the line, the distortion, and I'm going through. But okay, can we wait till the end of maybe those slides, and please hold your thought there. It's just the connection, so hopefully it gets better. And
yes,
if that's all right, okay. Yeah, it's. So please have a look maybe in the meantime. Okay, at the slide semantics, pragmatics. So make sure your students know that the study of meaning, they know what they are naming, what they are at, okay, when doing a task. And pragmatics, stress that as well. Don't look at language in isolation, okay? But the practical thing, how to apply it. So the meaning, effective communication, it pays off. Why? Okay, of course, because you can win someone, you can convince them, you can persuade them, you can help them, okay? You can talk them into something or out of doing something. It is important. It's persuasion. And ultimately, this is what we want, okay, to get the message across effectively. So golden rules are, well, sometimes it's okay to raise a complaint, but criticizing and blaming, that's not okay. Especially be careful with you statements. Like start with I. Avoid being aggressive almost. Okay, you don't do that. You, oh my goodness, be careful. Yeah. So avoid words like always and never. Well, they are cognitive distortions anyways. When that's black or white thinking, never, always. It's hardly like that. There's the gray area as well. I hope you will agree. So either psychology says that, or in linguistics, if you just hear always, never, no, the brain does not like the language. No, nobody, by the way, negative language. No, because to understand that I'm saying do not do that, you do not use, oh my, that's the worst you can do, okay, unless you want to lose someone in communication. But we don't want that. So okay, to understand you do not do that, first you need to imagine what to do, and then cognitively cross it off the list, and then okay, I'm not doing it. It's like, do not think about the Pink Panther. Okay, you'll be thinking about it nonstop. Anyway, avoid criticizing, judging, blaming. Okay, describe what is happening. Use facts. We know this. You can't argue with facts. Okay, rather than opinions. Be clear about what it is that you need. Okay, and again, avoid talking that negative aspects, okay, around that. I do not. So if you do not, so focus on what you really want to. It's like telling a child, don't cry. They'd be crying, okay? They dismiss that do not. It's like, you're talking about crying, okay? I don't need crying, so don't talk about it. Say, okay, smile. Do you want a hug? Okay? Or cheer up. This is what you want them to do. Be polite, show appreciation. Gratitude is everything, appreciation, acknowledgement. So please, I would appreciate it if you could. Okay? How inviting that is and welcoming. I perspective. It's not you. Okay, it's softening the language as well nicely. So let's go further. If you have nothing important to say or nice to say nothing. Okay, they say meaningful, effective. Think about it that way as well. Threats are the last resort of a man with no vocabulary. They can't express what they want. They feel hopeless. Hey, powerless. They lose power. They get angry. They feel like they have to threaten someone. The next part, again, so it's the opposite. Focus on vocabulary and high utility words. For your students, you are probably familiar with those concepts, but just in case, the 3 pillars of vocabulary teaching are explicit vocab, like the 3-tier structure. I want to stress tier 2. Why? Because they have high frequency words in many different subject disciplines. Yeah. Tier 1 is quite common. We do it every day. So your learners will be familiar with that. Tier 2, very important. From there, from the base foundation, go to tier 3 for specific, okay, vocabulary bang, like especially for academic students there. And number 2, I'm talking about the pillars now, is incidental vocabulary learning. You can't teach everything in the classroom. Don't feel guilty. We want to throw a lot sometimes. A lesson, okay, sometimes means less pressure on the student. Let them learn. And 3, well, your job still can be cultivating word consciousness, that they need to be mindful. I do a lot on mindfulness, observation. They have to focus. They need to see what's around them. That's why the vocabulary journal. Okay, note down, write down what you needed, etc. Can I continue? Could you repeat, please?
في حد فكه اهو مفكوكين.
Students have difficulty in remembering, or is it in learning? I would stress the self-study time, because please continue.
شباك مفتوح بره اهو والله. لو شويه هوا جوه ما يقعدوا يكسروا الدنيا.
Speaking while the mic is on, so ask the gentleman to switch off the mic, please. The gentleman, switch off your mic.
Yeah, maybe we'll keep questions at the end, okay? Because I want to share as much as I can with you, and then questions. Or you can contact me. I'm not going anywhere. We're online. So we can meet again, or okay, if you want another session. So I'll try to show you as much as I can. And questions, do contact me. There is a QR code for LinkedIn. Get in touch, please. Yeah. So let's continue if you don't mind. Tell your students that they need to be very conscious and cautious as well. So what they need, okay, that mental capacity, okay, notice thinking of the future, okay, what you're going to use in that context. Is it for writing, for speaking, functional language, and so on? Books, everything. Our role, like for teachers, has changed. Okay, we're not just showing them this is a book. They can access the book themselves or any other resource. It's how to use that, what to do with that. Now, ChatGPT will not tell them, okay, that so well. Anyway, we're building that connection, okay, to tell them more. That's why I'm talking about different fields here. Bloom's taxonomy, just in case, because there are a lot of educators here that may not be so familiar with that. So, of course, that's really, really handy, that framework for cognitive learning objectives as well, okay? Keep that in mind. So reminding your students, persuasion, you need to be persuasive. And the real science behind emotional triggers in human decision making. Let's talk about that. I have 2 slides for you. Real examples that we come across almost every week. Okay, commercials, TV, there's advertising, marketing, and I told you I'll be talking about it. Okay, so we're kind of bombarded, attacked almost. Okay, why some commercials or messages are so powerful? Why do we listen to some people and others? Well, we try to avoid. Okay, or the message does not click. Please have a look. There are certain key words, like triggers, that will spark, okay, something in your brain, an activity. Please read that. Okay, and you will tell me which one works for you. You'd be like willing to click or like use the offer. Next slide. I wish I could see your faces now. It's like, is that working for you or has worked? before I show you the previous one again. So new, free, proven, secret, because, once, everyone, when, now. Who's ready to tell me that? Oh yeah, if I see that, it resonates with me.
Only 3 participant spots left. This triggers. There is still chance. This is what it means to me.
So what is happening here? Let me go back to this thing, okay? We have some basic emotions. And, well, that's science now. If you have your mental lexicon, most importantly, you have your meta model, you have your core beliefs, values, okay? Something is important to you. These are your priorities. This is you. That's your identity. And if something resonates with you, it must be at a certain level. And I said, yes, thoughts, okay, what we're thinking, what we're hearing, everything goes to the brain, is the control center. That evokes some emotions. Emotions, let's talk about what works for you. Okay, is it disgust? Is it anger? Is it like joy, fear, surprise? Which one are they tapping? So if you're reading a message and if you're, I'll give you an example here, saying because, okay, because quality is affordable. Okay, definitely it's your logical thinking, you're a person that likes to have facts. Yes, that's reasonable, that's good, I go for it. Okay, that's a good decision. If it's free, okay, you operate on, I mentioned that before, is it gains or that you're going to lose something? It's free shipping. I'm gaining a lot. 20% off. I love it. Click. Okay. New, okay, novelty, uniqueness, surprise, anticipation. Okay, you like that. So new collections. Now, of course, like we know with notifications, something new is going on. We want to be part of that. We're social creatures. We want to know what's going on. So even FOMO, fear of missing out on social media, new, I need to see it. New collections, I need to see what they have for me. Okay, proven, again, logic. Secret, okay, that's why gossips are powerful, unfortunately, okay, or fortunately for some, because that's secret. Not everyone will know. But everyone, if something resonates with you, that, well, you don't want to feel isolated. Again, we're social creatures, so psychologists, everyone does that. I don't know about it. I don't do that. Maybe I should. Oh, is there something I don't know about? I'd better. Okay, go and check and see. Or want more? This is purely you're operating on the gains, okay? I want. Of course I want more, of course. And enter to win. I can win something, so gains again. And now urgency, okay? So there are emotions behind each of those words. And sometimes you can use that to your advantage in class as well, okay? Creating that kind of sense of urgency, or now, this week, today, we're going to do it. Everyone, just reasonably, but it works. So tapping what emotions are important for them, that has to do with motivation, okay? Like I'm organizing a project now, it's happening in 10 different countries all over the world, and some are joining because it's novelty, some it's like excitement. It's all about emotions, but most importantly, students just love that they have a chance to talk about positivity, their point of view. But how to just inform them that this is going on, that's your job, okay, to encourage them and say like, you can do this, the gains, or you will lose, okay, you can meet other students, you can win something. So this is the whole thing, okay? How to encourage your students to learn, to participate in some projects and anything. Okay, so let's go now to reframing, okay? If there is a message to you and you don't like it, or maybe there was an event in your life, challenging one, and you keep thinking about it, you have just one version of something, so reframe it. Focus on what you have rather than coming from the pain situation or environment. Okay, I don't have it, I lost it, that happened, pain. So how about reframing? And that changes the way you perceive the event, and it changes the meaning for you. If it's changing, if it's changing the meaning, there we go. This is what we need. Think of reframing in different contexts, or like persuasion as well. Okay, politicians are great at that. So turning bad event into something else. But there are good sides of that too. Anyway, I want you to realize that with the agency that, well, I have the competence to either look at things from the pain or painful kind of perspective. This is me. Or do I want to grow? And I'm going to change my pain vocabulary and thinking and the meaning and look for gains, something positive there. Well, you can hold steady, you can do nothing and say like, no, it is what it is. And some people, they are just surviving. It's the existence. They are not living. They're just surviving or declining. If you're not going forward, you're going backwards. Sorry, that's the reality. Or you can grow. So agency is the highest level of personal competence. Say like, okay, I'm going to do something about it. And that's a therapy. So I do it a lot with my clients, not just students, okay, in the classroom, but I do use therapeutic teaching in the class. It's the method that I created, and I write articles. So if you're interested, you can see Modern English Teacher, the magazine, and there's more on that. Assertive language, very important, because you want to reframe the message somehow, or you don't want to sound aggressive, passive aggressive. Or again, you may do nothing, but is this what you want? Okay, we're talking about meaningful communication. So assertive language. Can someone explain in simple terms what it means to be assertive? And to use assertive language, most importantly. Anybody? Assertive.
I think it's
I think it
straightforward, clear.
Clear, yes.
Yes, straightforward. And the message is communicated very well.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And basically, yes.
Specific and clear.
I think
I think it's when you express your point of view or opinion directly using like direct words.
I think when you express your thoughts in a confident, self-assured way while respecting other views.
Indeed. Thank you so much for those, because sometimes we're kind of submissive, and if someone says no, or they're pushing or asking us someone to do, we're saying one thing and thinking the other. But it may be, for different reasons, and then you're not happy with what you've said. You've agreed to something. Never make a decision that is based on some kind of, emotional trigger, or then you may regret. But with assertive language, okay, you're able to communicate. And why? Give the motive. Why? So I understand. Acknowledgement is very important. It's clear. I understand. I statement. Remember where you're coming from. That's okay. I respect you. Yes, someone said confidently, but I'm afraid I must decline. But still, you're saying no. I'm saying no. This is what I want to say, but I'm not starting with negative language either, because we shouldn't, right? Well, here sometimes I don't appreciate that. That's fair enough. That you've arrived late. I don't want, yeah. We're expressing, well, that can be rephrased. I mean, these are examples that you can find there. Recommend it, and that's fine. I mean, it's keeping the balance. I want you, depending on the cultural context as well, okay, how you want to frame it. But I get frustrated. You talk about emotions. Think about the situation. What has happened? You refer to it. I feel that way. And what do you want? What do you expect? You can't say, I get frustrated when you do that. You can add, I mean, it has to be clear in any way it's phrased by you. So what do you want from me? Someone can say, because sometimes people leave and they still do the same because you were not clear enough, okay, in delivering the message, or persuasion again, or confidence with this agency. You say, I'm responsible for this. I have to get the message clear. It got under my skin. If you need more evidence, well, it works. And there are a lot of books. Again, words can change your brain. So again, for yourself, the self-talk and how we communicate. So positive words encourage cognitive brain function. Negative words activate our fight or flight response, or even fawn with traumatic experiences. A lot. That happens a lot with some people. Anyways, avoid amygdala hijack. What is it? It's a situation where you get stressed, where the emotional response to something, some words, a situation, or there's a trigger. Well, it happens so fast that I say the door is locked. You cannot think, you cannot do anything, okay? You just want to run. It's survival. Amygdala hijack is responsible for protection. Can be anger, fear, very strong emotion involved. So be careful. This is fight or flight, yeah? Response or fawn. So you can change the whole brain, how you communicate. If you realize that this is the agency, I am responsible for my words. Maybe you've heard about the water experiment by a Japanese scientist. So have you, or I explained very, very briefly? You can see like different shapes, yeah? Like the particles of water. In that experiment, they discovered that water kind of has some memory, and the molecules were changing in response to some words. So if you think of the frequency and the power, okay, we say at the same kind of level, but it's about harmony, communication, and the effect it has. Think of our body, 60% water. So if someone says something, okay, it's like, thank you, that really goes under your skin. You disgust me. This is what's happening to water. And that has been proven. Isn't that interesting? A love and gratitude, perfect shapes. Have you heard of psychosomatic illnesses or ailments or diseases? You go to the doctor and they can't say what it is, but you're suffering. It may be that, okay, at a different subconscious level. Your body is suffering, okay? Think about it. Okay, words equals a sword. But do you know what it's called when we just use those single letters in one word to form another one? What is it called, linguists? Anna, not my name. I'm not saying my name, Anna. Anna, it's the beginning. Anagrams.
You mean? You mean derivation, Anna?
It just sounded like my name, anagram. When you, okay, we talk about different things, maybe another meeting, okay? How to play with words, because I love it, okay? How to use like a word and use single letters to form another word. So we had palindromes, anagrams are interesting. We had riddles, okay? How to use the vocabulary you have and play with that. Staying on topic, how to go from pain to power, okay? Please have a look. Please avoid the language on the left. I cannot, very negative. I should. There's already some guilt if you're saying that I should be doing this and I'm not doing, I'm useless, okay? And then I'm useless a label, and labels are cognitive distortions, and then you're passive, you're not doing anything, so inactive. It's very dangerous, but it's powerful to realize that. It's not my fault, so whose fault is that? You're not taking responsibility. Where's your agency? Confidence. You're taking authority for your thoughts, actions, what you say, what you do. It's a problem. Problems, avoid it. Don't say to students, there isn't problem. Well, it's an opportunity, guys. Let's see. A challenge, okay? An adventure. And never. We talked about never. Please don't use that. I want to learn and grow. Life's a struggle. It's painful already when I'm saying this. It's an adventure. I hope. Hope is not enough. You probably know the saying. Yeah, you may have hope. Like your dream without you have a goal, okay, but you don't have a plan. You're just hoping, okay? So just a dream, really. So I know what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do that, step by step. Okay, the importance of little steps. That's, by the way, that's my second article in Modern English Teacher magazine. That's the latest issue, January, February. So it's available online. Need a subscription. Interesting articles there on well-being altogether. What will I do? What will I do? Questions. Yeah, but just, I know I can handle that. Answer those questions. And it's terrible. No, terrible is terrible as it sounds. So learning experience all the time. Okay, think about now very briefly artificial or artificial intelligence language, but how you sound. I mean, is it the same communication? It's all changing. I would make my learners aware that there is a difference, you know, between short messages or even using the dry language words. That's not enough. You can have that, but there is no emotion. There's no heart. There's more to it, okay? Or even handwriting. Your written message, like, I want to see your style. I want to see you. We do a lot in the class together, like real messages that we just write, okay, digitally. There's no connection. You know that science behind, yeah. Your hand is using that. What kind of language? Just think, focus. Yeah, it can be anything. Can be meditation. Can be praying. Can be something spiritual. I do a lot on holistic education. So mind, body, and spirit. It's not artificial. It's the opposite of it. Okay. So you need to have that purpose in life, and you can find, you know, many angles where you find it, why you're doing it, why you're learning, how you're using the language, how you're helping others. So checking the time. Okay. We're nearly there, but I want to tell you one more time, rephrasing. Okay. So paraphrasing, that's a skill you do it with academic kind of classes, but reframing, that's another thing that I mentioned, which is kind of similar. It's all about using words. Something easy to remember for you, how to do that, how to be more positive. This is my project. If you want to join, guys, because the project is not closed, the power of positivity for students at different age, primary, secondary students, adults as well, please get back to me. So positive reframing is like, oh, like getting fired. You may be like, okay, now you have time for hobbies. You can start a new career. When one door closes, another opens. Okay, after a breakup, like you have learned more about your feelings, yourself, other people. Okay, you need to distance yourself to that cognitively, or instead of saying like, I miss the things I love, this is going from the pain where you have lack of something, okay, you're not happy, versus I'm grateful for the things I have. Okay, still refocusing. Be grateful in a challenging situation. That helps a lot. Do you know the saying? When life gives you lemons. I love the one, let God make the lemonade, but there are different versions that you can find there, okay? Different ones depending on the culture. So hope you remember words to avoid, okay? Negative language. Think as well about your self-talk, like inside out. Oh, I'm inviting you now to reflect on things in your daily life. Okay. What's the language that you use? Do you have that self-agency? Do you know how to persuade yourself to do something? Motivate yourself and others as well. Okay, and you can think also about the stress. This is for students. A simple sentence that I use for the activity, sharing with you. Simple sentence, guys. I don't understand what you're saying, but try to read it, stressing one word at a time only, and ask your students how they feel. This is great for word stress and, sentence stress as well. But I don't understand what you're saying. I statements. So they feel okay. I don't understand what you're saying. Like, I don't understand what you're saying. You get my point, yeah? Or like, I fast forward that. I don't understand what you're saying. Maybe if you're writing, okay, it's better. Something like that. Play with it. Okay. Articulation is so important. Intonation. Yes. And how you're phrasing everything. It's like feelings, the connection, what you hear, what you say, and what is the impact. Okay. And I hope, well, this is all about pragmatics, but I have so much to show you, to talk about, that I think we have to organize another webinar. So this is pragmatics. Always think about application. And let's connect on LinkedIn, please. That's my email as well, Train Your Brain. And of course, you can join TEFL Kuwait Neurolinguistics Special Interest Group. We have WhatsApp group, but we communicate by email as well first. So I'll send you a form if you're interested. For those, okay, who are new here, would be wonderful. I'm available. I'm very, very happy that we've met. I hope that you've learned a lot. If you have questions, happy to answer. Okay, let's find the time and stay in touch. Okay, can I hear more from you now?
Yes. May I,
Stop
Anna?
share. Yes.
Okay. I wanted to say something related to agency.
Please.
Especially for teachers and students, I think agency is restricted to a certain extent for teachers as well as students in the classroom. Because as a teacher, I usually find myself unable to activate my agency in the classroom, especially when it is related to a decision about using, for example, a certain method that is not established in the curriculum, for example. And I think that I have the better alternative, but I can't use it. So here my agency is restricted. Although I know that what I know or what I desire to use is better for my students. This is also what happens to the students also. For example, when they are doing writing, their agency is restricted because we are asking them to do something which is related to the exam. We are teaching them to the exam. So I noticed that some of my students are talented in writing. They are few, by the way. And they have brilliant ideas, but they cannot try them because we have a certain kind of methodology to write, a certain kind of organization of ideas, So agency here, what I want to say is that agency here is limited or restricted. It's not activated completely. This is a problem.
I agree, definitely. In the class, there are certain things you can do. Some things, as I said, even vocabulary, we cannot teach everything. But having the awareness, when students say, okay, we're focusing on the task, but to work, okay, I would say motivated, staying on task, because they may say, why am I doing? There's always that why. I totally agree with you. Sometimes we can't do everything in class. The time is limited. I stress self-study outside of that. I'm giving you tools. I'm giving you strategies. We have a goal. I'm preparing you for this exam right now. Do you know? I always tell them how that's going to help them and keep them on track. It's like your knowledge can save someone's life. And I'm not joking. you can have better opportunities. You can be more empowered, and you're really smarter, and you can be proud of yourself. So I stress that, you know, although it's just one exercise, just writing or listening, those are skills. This is a place, one of the learning environments. This is how I explain that to them. So one of the learning environments, go out there, come back, tell me what else you could do. Okay. So exercising other opportunities, that's why expressing their ideas or thoughts, that's why my projects all over the world, you know, engaging students. This is what they can do outside of class. Yes. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, Anna, thank you very much for your, rich and interesting webinar. Okay, but because of the, much information you have, I think it would be extended over, 30, 40 webinars, because there was, a lot of information given to us, and you were wasting time. In fact, you see, you have only 1 hour for such information. But thank you very much. One important thing I got from this, webinar is that to be positive, using positive statements, using positive feedback, using positive expressions and idioms. That positivism is very important here.
That's it. Yay. Yeah. If you agree, or you can give it a heart. I love that comment. If you agree as well, you can use the heart, guys, if you enjoyed it. And
yeah, well, sure, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd love to meet you again. We can organize something, together. Do connect, okay? You know where to find me. Thank you so much, Samar. And well,
thank you, Anna, for this opportunity, and thank you for enriching us with passion. And if you are available at any time, please contact me, because my community loves to meet experts. That's why I named this event like Insight Expert Exchange, for this reason.
Great, and that's a great name for that. I quickly I'm sharing again. Yeah, I hope you can see that. I quickly do that. So use the QR code, or just find me on LinkedIn. Definitely, I'll be in touch, because I really enjoyed that. Now I stop sharing. Okay, 1 second. Am I still sharing? No, I'm not. Good. So thank you. Well, what can I say? Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Yes, I really. And I see you next time. Thank you so much. I love that. Okay. All the best, guys. Stay positive. Use your vocabulary back nicely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Anna. And I just want to thank I want to thank Mrs. Mona and my team. Advised me to have you on this event, and thank you so much, because Mona, you made our day today with this information. Thank you so much, and thank you, Anna, for accepting the invitation. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
Yeah,
thank you for all my team. Yeah, thank you, Ertika's team. Thank you.
Go team. Sharing is caring. Lovely job. Take care. Bye. All the best.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.